Today we're going to be opening the first ModCAP canopy that we're going to be installing onto our Tundra. It's all right behind me, so let's get started. That's cool. There we go.
Or just putting it on the pad?
I mean, yeah. This is the ModCAP for the Tundras and full-size vehicles. So we're going to take you around and just show you the improvements and the upgrades from the Alu-cabins that we know and love. You can see that the tread that we were all used to seeing on the exterior of the cabins and canopy campers is gone. Now it's this flat stamped aluminum, similar to what you see on top of the 3Rs and the new contour canopies. One of the improvements I'm most excited about is the new mechanism for the rear door. If you remember on the cabins, you had to kind of punch it to let it go, and then you could close the door. Now you'll have this strap, you literally just pull it and the door will go closed. And when you're opening the door, as you open it, it's just gonna lock into place once it's fully open. I'm really liking the stamping that you see all around the ModCAP. It's just a really nice, cool shape. You're still gonna be able to put the MOLLE panels over the rear sides. You're not gonna lose anything, but you are gonna gain that stiffness that you're gonna want from this aluminum. So again, it looks cool, functional. We're gonna cover this side up with a Fireplace kit, but just knowing that you have that strength here is gonna be a nice plus. Yeah, I'm really liking this window that you're familiar to seeing on the contour canopies. It's gonna be nice to not have to cut the door in order to have a window. On the inside of the ModCAP, it looks very familiar to the cabin and the canopy camper that we're all used to seeing. You're still gonna have your water tank back here. You can imagine we're gonna have a goose gear setup wrapping all the way around this sucker. We'll have a fridge in here, and it's gonna be really cool once we get this put on top of the truck and we can start building it out. The biggest difference you're gonna notice right off the bat for the full-size ModCAPs is that there's only one door on the side compared to the two that was on the cabins. Just a nice, clean look. So what you see here is Alu-Cab's water tank. This is the 13-gallon water tank that you're used to seeing in the canopy campers and the cabins. You're going to see a similar theme here where Alu-Cab did a really good job taking the products that they already have and using them in their new design.
On the full-size ones, you have to put a false load bar in here to support the top of the tank brackets, whereas on the canopies on the smaller trucks, it's about 6 to 8 inches shorter in height because of the width of the cab to the tent. It adds height.
We also got the extra bolts so we can mount it inside the ModCAP. And then Jeremy's gonna walk this in, we'll get it into place and start snugging everything up.
These are the lower brackets. We already pre-assembled them with the carriage bolt in there because, as you can see, it'll go on here like this. And then once you got it in there and tight, lined up where it wants, you have a real hard time getting the carriage bolt in through the bottom on the back side. The tank has got a fitting here, one on the back side, one there, one on the back side. We're gonna run our water line down the passenger's or the driver's side of the truck out the back. So we'll need the fitting here, and then the other 3 ports will get one of these nice plastic ABS plugs wrapped with Teflon tape. What we're gonna do here is we're just gonna set the tank up here. Should be there's a little shove. Once we find center, then we'll be able to snug all our brackets in place. We'll center the load bar up there. And we'll just make a mark. So now we know where center is. The breather hose across the top of the tank, and it will run behind all the brackets. Will be in there like that. It'll run behind there, and then it'll have a breather box that bolts onto the furthest corner top mount, and the other end of this hose will go to that. And it's just to allow for the expansion of the air in the tank when filling, or when sitting, water expands. Yep, right there.
When the day comes, we'll run this hose to the back of the ModCAP. So this will run to a gravity-fed spigot. When and if we want to do like say like a water pump in it for a shower, we'll take this plug out, we'll plumb in like a hose to a water pump that'll be stored underneath like the goose gear down below. And then we can have pressurized water for showering, cleaning stuff off. So this is always an option for another way to use your water. All right, so you can see behind me that the water tank is in. Now we're doing two things. We're test fitting the GP Factor Manager 30 power system for the Alu-Cabin. Also fits perfectly in the new ModCAP for the full sizes, as well as the ModCAPs for the mid-size trucks. We're also gonna be testing the Fireplace. So right now, Jeremy's working on the GP Factor Fireplace. Also, completely plug and play from the Alu-Cabin and the Canopy Camper into the ModCAPs. So we're gonna get working on that as well.
We have this panel just set in there, and what we'll do is we'll center punch them, drill them out, go in with a hole saw and an angle, and then it'll cut. Then we can go through and drill 8 mil here on these 4 locations, and then we'll run a 1/4 inch pilot through these 4 locations. Yep, marking and drilling holes. Stop there. Next on the docket is going to be test fitting the bracket again, test fitting it with the heater on it and the top piece, and then we have to cut the corrugated piece and modify the bell that comes with Dickinson so it'll fit the pipe that we have here instead of being a flush mount bell on the top of the pipe.
So while Jeremy's over there double checking the mounting brackets and the hardware, I'm going to start opening the Fireplace. If you're not familiar with this heater, this is the same heater that we use in all of the Canopy Campers and the Alu-Cabins previously to the ModCAP. There we go. Like Jeremy mentioned, we have to do some modification to the top of the chimney, and I'm gonna start taking this mounting plate off.
We drill out these 3 rivets, and then we have to go down in through here where this piece meets the base of it. We have to actually chisel the weld. About 2 inches down. And there's where I marked when it was in.
So 2 inches down from that mark.
Yep. We are sealing the intake pipe where it's going to bolt to the inside of the camper here, and then we're also sealing it here so any water that runs obviously not
make it into
penetrate into the total. So we have the heater
completely watertight,
loose, so that way we can, and what we'll do is we'll take 2 bolts before you get it exactly where it's gonna be. Get the bolt in there and a catty corner bolt, and then just push it in.
As you can see, we are changing the direction of the bolts. We were using the bolt from the inside out just as a guide to get the exhaust flange lined up, but obviously we want to run the threads inside and the heads of the bolts outside.
This is 3 ways around. You'll see I have it marked there. And we're going to drill a hole 1.5 inches down from here, in line with this other one, and then in line with this one. putting a little bit of lube on the stainless bolts so they do not gall. These are going to be the 5 mounting bolts inside the Manager 30. You'll see 1, 2, 3 here, and then 1, 2 over there. And we just put that on it because you're going to have to take it out if you ever want to add anything, do anything. So it keeps stainless from galling up and locking up in the clip nuts inside the truck.
Now this thing is bolted in place. We know it's not going to interfere with the bottom of the camper, the door, anything like that. We have our USB chargers, USB-C, 12 volt, 12 volt. All of that can be controlled right here by this Red Vision. You can also have an app for that and download it to your phone, so you could actually turn on everything in the ModCAP from your phone, from your driver's seat, before you even open up the back of your ModCAP. Today we're focusing on the table, and you can see that we have GP Factor's MOLLE panels and their tailgate table. Again, these were all products that existed for the canopy campers and the cabins, now working on the ModCAP. We just about have the rear door of the ModCAP finished. Jeremy, what is the next step?
Next step, we're going to flip the door over, and we're going to put a spare tire mount on the center of the backside, outside of the door. And what that'll do is that'll drill through the main crossbeam here and here behind this handle, so it'll be 4 bolts, but it'll come through everything.
There we go. Oh, so you can see where you have, they already have it predetermined where you got to drill further.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a bunch of bolt patterns on here. So if you have a Tacoma, you're going to be able to find that lug pattern. If you have a Ford, you'll be able to find that lug pattern. So they do a pretty darn good job of making sure that your wheels are going to fit on this spare tire carrier.
I'll push it up from the bottom. Just a couple threads on. This will be how you set the depth of flange for the wheel. This will get screwed on. You'll set it so that when you have this on there, and this will hold it to that nut, you'll set it so where when that's down tight, and you stick your wheel up against the door, it'll almost be touching this. That way the lug nuts just pull in a little bit to hold the wheel tight so it doesn't rock back and forth and squeak and make noise. We're gonna end up cutting a notch. Probably end up doing is cutting straight across there and straight up off of each of these. All the way up through to the top.
All right, so that's gonna wrap up our initial build out of the ModCAP base. So far we've done water tank, MOLLE panels, GP Factor Fireplace, Manager 30 setup. We built out the rear door. We're gonna do the tent install on the top, put onto the back of the Tundra, and build out the interior.
I'm up here helping out the OK team, and we're gonna put the new ModCAP on the Tundra. We're gonna work on some Grenadier stuff. We got a lot of things going on before Expo, so we'll keep you updated. We were embargoed, so this is the new 4-sleeper from Alu-Cab, and we're gonna tell everybody about it now because we're gonna told us not to. Similar to other 4-sleepers, it's gonna open up, allow people to sleep lengthwise, but it's gonna extend out. It's actually pretty sweet because it still looks like the clamshell. Yeah. So this is the first 4-sleeper Alu-Cabin topper for the ModCAP. So it's the first one going on a full-size truck on the first ModCAP here at OK 4-wheel drive. So pretty excited about the possibilities this is going to have for Alu-Cab and for OK and all of us.
So we took a couple days off from building the ModCAP, but we're back on it today. We got the whole crew on it today. So right now I'm doing the fun job of removing all the butyl tape and Sika from the bed to reattach the new ModCAP. Sam is working on the fit kit. He's inserting the new brackets into their bed rails. That's going to attach to the ModCAP when we drop it on. And we're going to start slowly making all this puzzle piece come together.
We got 3 stainless brackets on either side that tie right into the lower rail of the camper. After this, we'll start getting the rear fit kit put together. The kits are the same as the previous Alu-Cabin, but the filler boxes are just smooth to kind of match the new finish. I think it's going to be a game changer, especially because you can swap out your 2-sleeper roof to a 4-sleeper roof, or a canopy roof, or kind of whatever else you need. So you're not like totally tied into one system. The lower filler bracket and boxes. So we'll bolt this piece on first to the existing kind of tailgate mounts, and then we'll drop these pieces on and drop the lower door frame in.
They put the butyl down, which helps seal the bottom half of the camper to the truck bed.
Butyl is your friend down the road. Sikaflex will give you lots of pain. So lower filler plates in, we'll just kind of snug these up. We've sealed underneath here. Next we're gonna put the filler boxes in, and then there's the lower basically door frame that we'll drop in and kind of leave loose until we're ready to drop the camper on. And then once the camper's on, we can tighten everything up just to make sure it fits.
We are currently installing the filler boxes in the Tundra. So you take these M8 bolts, push them through, and then you connect it with a nut on the bottom side of the filler plate.
First impressions of the new ModCAP cabin, full-size truck camper from Alu-Cab is great. We made sure all of our parts, the popular parts, the Fireplace kit, the red arcs, the table, the mollies all work 100%. We actually made sure of that last year. And so we'll come inside and see what we've done already. You can see we've already got the full red arc system ready to go, just like what's very popular in the current cabins. Fireplace kit's all ready to go. You got the new windows from Alu-Cab. It's really, really nice. The fit and finish is just outstanding on these. You can get it without windows too. I would recommend the windows. I think they're pretty nice. I mean, it's really nice sliding, and just they're tinted for privacy. Just a great thing to have in the truck. And then back door, super easy install with the track system. Everything slides in, you know, it's a great addition. So they did like a similar to a color that we use a lot, is a textured black powder coat. It's a really nice finish. Fit and finish is outstanding on it. The seals are nice on it, the new windows, the stainless hardware. The track systems for attaching stuff, and obviously for installation, it's huge, because installation, we can put the jack stands on it and do a safe installation. So it's really, really nice. Decided to put the Fireplace in. It's probably one of the most popular accessories for the Alu-Cab campers. It's easy, clean heat. You don't have to take these things apart. You don't have to maintenance them every year. You can just run it, and it's gonna keep running. So.
Nice.
Hold up. I gotta close my joints here.
And then we're just going to kick this end a little bit towards you, Sam, just to get that bracket inside. We got the bed portion attached to the lower ModCAP, and now we're just going to run bolts through all these brackets, and it's one piece again. So right now we have the ModCAP up in the air. We have the sleeping platform connected to the canopy portion. We are going to move the Tundra right underneath the ModCAP and get it bolted together.
Straight. You going good? We're dropping the camper, so it's game time.
Game time.
Yeah.
Looks really good. Contour is really nice.
Putting some bolts in these mountain brackets. Wrap her up.
We're just getting kind of final fitment here, but the camper's square. The mounting plates are in, as you can see. With a door frame that drops in, it'll rivet in. That'll be kind of the sealing surface for your door, and then we can put the door on after that. These door frames come with some of these holes drilled for you, and then you just gotta drill the rest.
So we got the rear door attached, which is really cool, especially for us at GP, because some of the most popular accessories for the campers is going to be our rear folding table and like the molly panels that we do. So the table systems that a lot of people are familiar with now after many years is it's the same table system that we run for Grenadiers, Jeeps, Broncos, canopy campers, the new ModCaps, the new ModCAP cabin you see here. So it's just a great table system. Full food grade stainless and a big old cutting board that slides out, and you can remove it, you can flip it over, you can clean it. That's obviously a very durable patented design that we did, so yeah. And you still got all your storage space and all the stuff you need.
This is pretty exciting. We're kind of changing the look of the Tundra here with the new ModCap and the 4-sleep on the back. We've decided to actually take the wood box off. We're going to be putting MaxTrax latches from GP Factor on here.
I think it's going to look really cool having a set of MaxTrax right out in front of the 4-sleeper here. Perfect place to put them, easy to get to.
So this is the spare tire bracket for the back of cabins, ModCaps, canopy campers. What I wanted to show you was actually how you measure this up, right? So we got a big 35-inch BFG all-terrain tire here. And what's important to note is the back spacing, right? So that's how we determine where we want to set this spare tire carrier. There's one primary bolt that kind of comes through the center here, right? There's a lock nut on the outside and then a nut on the inside. First thing you'll need to do is you'll need to press in your wheel studs where they need to be based on your hole pattern. And then we got to figure out the back spacing on the rim and then set this here on the spare tire carrier. So there's a couple different ways you can figure out back spacing on your rim and on your tire, but for this exercise, this is what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a flat edge, right? And then I'm going to take a tape and measure from the back side of the rim to the back side of this flat edge. I really need to be as close to 6 3/4 as possible. So we're going to throw the tire up here, and I'm going to tighten down this front bolt so that we can get it set up and show where it needs to be. We want this to be touching the door, right? We don't want to be crushing the door, but we want to be touching the door. So we're going to make sure that's where we need to be, and then he's already sizing up the lug nuts to make sure it's going to fit. Hold that back plate back down to the tight of the wheel when you tighten these lug nuts down, and then pull everything off and tighten it up one more time, you'll be done.
So this is a load bar kit we run for Alu-Cab load bars, but if you use some 1/4-inch carriage bolts, it works perfectly with the Prinsu rack, so you can mount it right to the side channels of the load bar. And because the Prinsu rack has adjustable load bars, in terms of the distance that they can be from each other, you can run the MaxTrax mounts really nicely, very easily right here in the front.
All right, a little update here. We've been able to pull the molly off and cut a really nice kind of pattern here as a cutout. So I can show you when we open up the back, clears perfectly right there, right? So we've definitely got lots of room, lots of good clearance here. I know you're pretty anxious to see this 4-sleeper open, but I've got a couple extra things to do with the team here to get this thing dressed up, and we'll give you a complete walk around and show you how it all works.
We'll kind of take a rough measurement here. We'll probably cut it a little long at first, and then we'll figure out where we want to put it around these wires, and then I'll secure it probably to this little tie down on the bed. So almost there. We are installing the battery. So this is the shunt that we built earlier. These are going to get cut down obviously, but basically we just have threaded rod running through the bed, and then this is our tie down, so I mean it's not going to go anywhere. We'll wire this board, we'll connect the shunt up, we'll connect power through that fuse back there, and then we'll be on the way. That'll all get covered with goose gear, and then now I'm redoing our connection for the fireplace, and this basically plugs in, feeds right in the power board, so we can get our fan moving in here. We'll make a loom that plugs into one of the pre-done Andersons at the bottom of the power board. We'll run that probably back to the goose gear, and then we'll plug the fridge in back there.
And this is the prototype full-size ModCAP family camper. So let's go take a closer look. From the outside, you can see there's a whole new bed section that kind of accordions out to give you additional sleeping space. This is the biggest change to the ModCAP that you're gonna see for the sleeping section. And you can get a really good look at it from the back. You can see that with the family sleeper, The top of the ModCAP actually opens up to the side, so that is going to make for more sleeping space. Let me just show you some new additions in the back. You can see this is GP Factor's brand new propane mount. Pull this guy forward and you can see that this actually drops down to help catch the propane tank. So now all you have to do is lift up your propane tank, get it into place, and lock it into place. We have our 13-gallon water tank to the water spigot, our quick release for the propane, and our NOCO shore power. As you can see, we still have GP Factor's tailgate table. One really nice change is this new latch. Now you're just gonna pull this tab and that's gonna release your door. Simple yet effective improvement. This is our 13-gallon water tank that you're used to seeing. You can see that we have the hose for the spigot fed right here. Our deep cycle 120 amp battery, same GP Factor fireplace that you'd see in the Alu-Cab as well. If you wanted to upgrade to a ModCAP and you already had a canopy camper, all of those products you're gonna be able to transfer over to your new camper. So let's check this thing out. Right now we're in the 4-sleeper ModCAP. You can see that this is the overhang of the passenger side. There's room for one person to sleep here. Right here on the bedding, there's room for at least 2 people here. Behind me, you can see there's 2 panels that raise up. So if you wanted to have this panel down, so you have more room to sleep up there, but then leave this one up so you can gain access from down below, or leave it open so that you can get the heat to travel up while you're sleeping. So you can always have access down below, let that heat up, and still have up to 3 people sleeping up here. So like we were saying, there's a cot-sized sleeping area over here on the overhang. You can see there's a really nice skylight above us. It just lets in a ton of daylight. It's a really nice way to just kind of make this space feel even bigger than it already is. And then like we were saying, that there's definitely enough room for someone to sleep east to west while someone's sleeping north to south. From here you get a pretty good grasp of how much space you really get up here. It's massive. We're gonna get this thing closed up and head down the road, but if you like this video, make sure you subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next video.